The truth that most people never want to face is that no one is your friend until you learn to stand alone. The world is not cruel, it's just honest. It rewards action, not emotion. It respects results, not promises. You can have the biggest heart in the world, but if you don't produce, people will move on. Life doesn't give out sympathy points for effort. It only gives rewards to those who make things happen. That's why so many feel disappointed, betrayed, and left behind. They put their faith in people instead of themselves. They wait for someone to rescue them instead of rescuing themselves. They hope for help instead of becoming the help they need. When you finally accept that no one owes you anything, something powerful happens inside you. You stop waiting. You stop expecting. You stop depending on other people for validation, direction, or motivation because you realize the person responsible for your life is you. It's not your friends, not your family, not society, it's you. And when that truth hits, it's not comfortable. It feels cold at first. You look around and see fewer people standing with you. But that discomfort is the start of your transformation. It's the beginning of your independence. It's the moment when you take full ownership of your destiny. You see, every person is busy fighting their own battles. Everyone is focused on their own survival. Even the people who love you have limits to how far they can go for you. When you depend too much on others, you unknowingly hand over control of your emotions to them. You give them the power to decide when you feel good and when you don't. But when you build your life on self-reliance, you take that power back. You become emotionally and mentally untouchable. There comes a point in life when you must stop blaming others for what you don't have. You must stop saying, if only someone supported me, believed in me, helped me, no one is coming to hand you your dream. The world does not reward potential. It rewards performance. You have to earn your place. You have to fight your way through. The sooner you stop waiting for someone to lift you, the sooner you'll learn to fly on your own wings. People often misunderstand this truth. They think being independent means being cold or heartless. It's not that. It's about being strong enough to walk alone when necessary. It's about building the kind of confidence that doesn't need to be constantly reassured. It's about knowing that you are capable, even when no one says it out loud. When you stop leaning on others, you start discovering your own strength. Look at every great story of success. The entrepreneurs, the leaders, the inventors, the creators. Behind every success, there's a period of isolation. There's a chapter of loneliness. Because greatness doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in solitude. When no one believes in you, that's when you learn to believe in yourself. When no one helps you, that's when you learn to build from nothing. When no one stands beside you, that's when you learn how to stand tall. People are quick to promise loyalty when everything is easy. They'll say, I've got your back when things are good. But when life tests you, when failure hits, when the money stops, when opportunities fade, that's when you see the truth. Silence replaces support. Distance replaces friendship. That's when you learn who's really there and who is just there for convenience. But don't let that make you bitter. Let it make you better. People are not perfect. They're human. They're limited by their fears, their circumstances, their priorities. Understanding that saves you from disappointment. Don't expect loyalty from everyone who smiles at you. Don't mistake friendliness for friendship. Be kind, but be wise. Appreciate good people, but don't depend on them for strength. True friendship does exist, but it's rare. And even then, it's not meant to carry you. A real friend will encourage you, but they can't walk your path for you. They can guide you, but they can't climb your mountain. They can inspire you, but they can't do the work for you. You have to take responsibility for your own journey. When you stop expecting others to carry your weight, you free yourself. You stop feeling betrayed because you no longer expect people to do what only you can do. The reality is everyone is fighting something. Everyone has their own dreams, fears, and problems. Sometimes people pull away not because they don't care, but because they're struggling too. That's why it's dangerous to tie your happiness to how others treat you. You'll always be disappointed. But when you anchor your happiness within yourself, no one can take it from you. The moment you start building your confidence from the inside out, your life changes. You start to see yourself differently. You stop chasing people and start attracting respect. You stop trying to fit in and start standing out. Because confidence doesn't come from being surrounded by people. It comes from surviving when no one was there. Loneliness becomes your teacher. Solitude becomes your training ground. You realize that being alone doesn't mean being abandoned. It means being prepared. It means life is giving you the space to grow, to build, to evolve. You start using that silence to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your character, to discipline your emotions. And soon, you no longer crave constant companionship because you found something greater, peace. The best kind of peace is not found in a crowd, but in clarity. It's knowing who you are, what you want, and what you will no longer tolerate. When you reach that level of understanding, you become unstoppable. Because the truth is, no one can betray you, disappoint you, or hurt you deeply if you don't give them that power. This is the essence of strength, to walk alone and still move forward. To be surrounded by noise and still stay focused. To face rejection and still keep believing. To fall and still rise again without needing anyone's hand to pull you up. You become a force of nature, calm, confident, and unbreakable. And when you reach that level, something beautiful happens. You start attracting genuine people who don't come to use you, but to grow with you, people who see your strength and respect it. But even then, you'll never depend on them because you've learned the ultimate truth. Your happiness, success, and peace come from within. Friendship has its place, but it has its limits. The world will be with you when you win, and win vanish when you lose. It's not personal, it's reality. People love success stories. They don't want to stand beside struggles. When you have nothing, most people have excuses. When you have everything, they have applause. That's why you must never base your self-worth on how many people are around you. Base it on what you're becoming. It's easy to smile when everyone supports you. It's easy to move forward when you have company. But can you keep going when it's just you? Can you keep believing when no one believes with you? That's the test life gives every dreamer, and those who pass it are the ones who rise. So, stop waiting for validation. Stop thinking someone will save you. Stop expecting people to understand your vision, can't, because it's yours. Instead, take full ownership of your journey. Use the pain, the rejection, the loneliness as fuel. Every time someone walks away, thank them for showing you that you can walk alone. Every time you're left behind, remember, it's a chance to move ahead without distraction. In the end, you don't need to be surrounded by friends to win. You need discipline. You need focus. You need self-belief. You need courage to keep moving forward when no one claps for you. Because the ones who achieve greatness are not those who had the most friends. They're the ones who had the most resilience. When you understand that no one is your friend in the sense of carrying your burden or shaping your destiny, you free yourself from emotional dependence. You stop blaming others for your pain. You stop fearing solitude. You stop giving up when others don't show up. You learn to show up for yourself. And that is the moment you become unstoppable. No one will ever truly understand your dream because it was never given to them. It was given to you. The vision that burns inside you is your responsibility alone. You may try to explain it, describe it, or justify it, but no matter how much you speak, people will only see the surface. They can't see what you see. They can't feel what you feel. They don't lie awake at night imagining the life you're fighting for. Laugh. And that's why when you start walking toward your dream, you'll often walk alone. That's not a punishment. It's preparation. It's life teaching you that purpose is personal. Too many people quit their dreams because they expect others to believe in them first. They wait for someone's approval, someone's applause, someone's recognition before taking action. But dreams don't work that way. No one will clap for you in the beginning because no one can see what's coming. The applause comes after the proof. Before the proof, there's only silence. And that silence is your test. It's in those moments of isolation that you find out how badly you want it. You see, people around you are often limited by their own vision. They can't imagine more for you because they can't imagine more for themselves. When you talk about big goals, they'll call you unrealistic. When you aim higher than they've ever gone, they'll call you arrogant. When you work when everyone else is relaxing, they'll call you obsessed. But what they're really saying is, don't see what you see. And that's fine. They don't need to. They're not supposed to. Every great achiever went through that stage of being misunderstood. When you start something new, people laugh. When you stay consistent, they doubt. When you finally succeed, they ask how you did it. That's the cycle. Don't waste your energy convincing others of your vision. Use that energy to build it. Let your progress be your voice. Let your results speak louder than your explanations. There will be days when you feel like giving up because no one seems to care. You'll question if it's worth it. You'll wonder if maybe they're right and you're wasting your time. But that's the moment when your faith must be stronger than your fear. That's when you remind yourself why you started. Every dream demands sacrifice, and one of the biggest sacrifices is the comfort of being understood. You'll have to work in silence. You'll have to grow in isolation. You'll have to believe in yourself when no one else does. That's where real confidence is built. Confidence doesn't come from applause. It comes from perseverance. It's what happens when you keep showing up even when no one notices. When you stay committed even when you're exhausted. When you trust the process even when results are slow. That's how greatness is born. The truth is, the more you grow, the lonelier it gets, because not everyone can handle your evolution. As you level up, you'll outgrow conversations, habits, and even people. Some will drift away naturally. Others will walk away intentionally. Don't chase them. You're not meant to take everyone with you. Your journey is not a group trip. It's a solo climb. Some people were only meant to walk with you for a season, not a lifetime. When you understand that, you stop taking people's departure personally. You stop thinking, why didn't they support me? And start thinking, what did this experience teach me? You begin to see that isolation is not rejection. It's selection. Life is filtering out the people who can't go where you're going. It's removing distractions, clearing space for your focus, and preparing you for bigger things. The quiet moments are where strength is built. The sleepless nights are where persistence is born. The lonely hours of work, the times you talk to yourself because no one else believes. That's where champions are made. Every successful person has walked that lonely road. They felt the same pain, the same doubt, the same loneliness, but they didn't stop. They understood that the world doesn't have to understand your dream for it to be valid. Don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be misunderstood. Because the truth is, you were never meant to be understood by everyone. You were meant to be respected later by those who once doubted you. You are not crazy for wanting more. You are courageous for pursuing it. And as you chase that vision, you'll realize something even deeper. You don't need anyone's approval to keep going. You just need your own permission. The permission to believe in yourself, to trust your instincts, to follow your intuition, even when it leads you away from the crowd. That's where power begins. That's where freedom starts. When you stop relying on others to validate your dream, you become unstoppable. Because now, every failure becomes feedback. Every obstacle becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes a setup for your comeback. You start to see the world differently. Not as a place full of doubters, but as a place full of teachers. Everyone who doubted you just gave you motivation. Everyone who walked away gave you space to grow. Everyone who said, you can't, helped you prove that you can. And when you finally reach that stage where your vision begins to manifest, something incredible happens. The same people who once doubted you start to admire you. The same people who laughed start to listen. But by then, you've changed. You no longer need their approval because you've already built your confidence from within. You realize you never needed them. You only needed time, discipline, and faith. That's why your vision must always remain your responsibility. It's your duty to protect it. Don't let negativity infect it. Don't let fear shrink it. Don't let doubt destroy it. Keep nurturing it even when no one else understands. Because when you believe in your dream long enough, it becomes real. Now, to protect your dream and your peace, you must master one thing: emotional independence. The ability to stay calm when others doubt you. The strength to keep moving forward even when you're hurt. The power to be focused when emotions try to pull you apart. Most people lose their dreams not because of failure, but because they let emotions rule them. They get discouraged. They feel betrayed. They expect support. And when they don't get it, they quit. But emotional maturity means learning to stand tall no matter what happens around you. It means understanding that disappointment is part of life. People will promise and not deliver. They will say they're there for you and disappear when things get hard. That's not a reason to give up. It's a reason to grow up. Emotional independence is not about being cold or distant. It's about being balanced. It's about being able to care deeply without losing yourself. It's about being kind without being naive. It's about being loving without being dependent. And when you reach that level of maturity, you become unshakable. You stop chasing people for attention. You stop explaining yourself to those who don't want to understand. You stop letting temporary emotions make permanent decisions. You start valuing your peace more than people's opinions. You learn to protect your energy the way you protect your money. Carefully, intentionally, and without guilt. When you reach that mindset, no one can control you. They can disappoint you, but they can't destroy you. They can reject you, but they can't define you. You become free. You realize that you don't need the whole world to like you. You just need to like yourself. You don't need to fit in. You just need to stay true to who you are. That's the ultimate power when your emotions no longer depend on people's presence or absence. When your peace is not tied to someone's approval. When your happiness comes from your own growth, your own discipline, your own self-respect, that's when you become unstoppable. The greatest freedom is not financial freedom. It's emotional freedom. It's waking up knowing that no matter who leaves, no matter who stays, no matter what happens, you'll be okay. You'll overcome. You'll continue. Because your peace is built on purpose, not on people. You were born alone. You will leave this world alone. And everything in between is your journey of self-discovery. Stop wasting that journey trying to please everyone. Stop trying to make people stay who were never meant to. Stop tying your worth to their opinions. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself enough to keep going. The truth is, emotional independence makes you magnetic. When you don't need people, you attract better people. When you stop chasing attention, you start commanding respect. When you love yourself deeply, you no longer tolerate what drains you. And that shift changes everything. You begin to move with quiet confidence. You stop seeking validation because you've already validated yourself. You stop begging for love because you've already given it to yourself. You stop fearing loneliness because you've learned that solitude is not a void, it's power. And when you reach that level of strength, you become a different kind of person. Calm, focused, confident, and unstoppable. You no longer need to be understood, accepted, or praised. You're driven by purpose, not people. You realize that your emotions, your peace, and your destiny are yours to control. And that's when you truly start to live. Success has a strange way of revealing people. When you start to rise, you begin to see faces for who they truly are. Some will celebrate you, but others will feel threatened by your progress. You'll sense it in the small things, the tone of their voice, the look in their eyes, the silence when you share your wins. Success is a mirror that reflects the true nature of people around you. Those who are genuine will cheer louder. Those who are pretending will disappear quietly. The moment you begin to break the limits they couldn't, they'll start to distance themselves. It's not your fault. It's human nature. Success exposes what words often hide. When you struggle, everyone feels comfortable. You're not a threat. You're relatable. People like you better when you're average because it makes them feel secure. But the moment you start to break away from mediocrity, something changes. Suddenly, you're different. You're too focused. You're too ambitious. They'll call you selfish for spending time on your goals. They'll label you cold because you stopped explaining yourself. But in truth, you're not changing, you're evolving. You're outgrowing the comfort zone that others are still trapped in. That's why success demands awareness. You must learn to protect your space. Not everyone deserves access to your growth. Not everyone is meant to know your next move. Keep your goals private until your results are loud enough to speak for themselves. The more you grow, the more you must guard your peace. Because the higher you climb, the thinner the air gets. And not everyone can breathe at your level. Envy hides behind compliments. Jealousy wears a friendly smile. Some people will act happy for you, but secretly hope you fall. You'll sense the energy. You'll feel the shift. Don't let it shake you. Don't try to convince them of your good intentions. Their perception is not your responsibility. Focus on your path. Remember, success doesn't change you. It reveals them. You're not responsible for how people react to your progress. You're responsible for continuing to move forward with integrity. That's why humility is powerful. Stay humble, but don't be naive. Gratitude is strength, but blind trust is weakness. Appreciate those who support you genuinely, but never depend on them for your drive. Because the truth is, even those who love you can sometimes misunderstand you. People will always interpret your life from their own level understanding. That's why you must always keep your foundation strong within yourself. When you start winning, you'll realize how temporary some relationships really were. You'll see who was there because they cared and who was there because it was convenient. People love to be associated with success, but not everyone can handle the process of it. They'll show up for the celebration, but not for the struggle. And that's okay. Don't hold resentment. Just learn. Don't argue with fake supporters, just distance yourself. The best way to deal with insincere people is through silence and success. Let your discipline be louder than their doubt. Let your growth be the answer to their gossip. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. When you stay focused long enough, time will expose everything, your consistency and their intentions. The truth about success is that it's lonely. Not because people hate you, but because few can relate to your level of commitment. You'll have fewer conversations, but they'll be deeper. You'll have fewer friends, but they'll be real. You'll value peace over popularity. You'll choose growth over gossip. And slowly, you'll learn that solitude isn't loneliness, it's clarity. It's where your thoughts sharpen, your goals align, and your energy resets. But don't let that loneliness harden you. Let it refine you. Keep your heart soft, but your standards high. Keep your circle small, but your vision big. Protect your dreams as if they're sacred, because they are. Not everyone deserves to be part of your journey, but everyone deserves your respect. Just don't let them distract you. You don't owe explanations to anyone who doubts your purpose. The higher you rise, the more grounded you must stay. Remember the days when no one believed in you. Remember the moments when you had to push yourself in silence. Those memories will keep you humble. They'll remind you that success is not a trophy, it's a responsibility. It's not about proving others wrong, it's about proving yourself right. Right. Now, when you reach that level of realization, you'll understand something deeper. You'll see that at the end of the day, you don't need anyone's approval. You don't need validation. You don't need a crowd cheering for you to keep going. You just need one thing, belief in yourself. That's the real foundation of strength. Because the moment you trust yourself completely, no one's opinion can shake you. You are enough. You always were. You just needed to stop listening to the noise long enough to hear your own voice. The world will always have something to say. Some will underestimate you. Some will overpraise you. Neither matters. What matters is what you tell yourself when no one's watching. What matters is the voice in your head when things get hard. Does it encourage you or destroy you? That inner dialogue decides everything. You don't need an audience to validate your worth. You don't need constant reassurance to know you're on the right path. You just need the courage to keep moving when no one claps for you. The truth is, self-belief is the seed from which every great thing grows. The moment you decide to trust yourself, you activate your potential. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. Stop chasing people who don't see your value. Stop begging for attention from those who ignore your effort. Stop trying to explain your worth to those who are blind to it. Your energy is precious. Don't waste it proving yourself to people who wouldn't appreciate your success anyway. Instead, use that energy to build, to grow, to improve. Every ounce of focus you waste on trying to be understood is energy stolen from your progress. You owe it to yourself to become everything you're capable of being. And the truth is you already have everything you need inside you. You just have to trust it. You just have to act on it. The world belongs to those who move with quiet confidence, not to those who wait for permission. You are enough. Not when you achieve something, not when people approve of you, But right now, you are enough because you are trying, learning, evolving. You are enough because you have survived what was meant to break you. You are enough because you're still standing, still fighting, still believing. That's strength. That's power. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're capable. You don't need anyone to remind you that you can make it. You just need to remember that every great person once felt like you do right now. Doubtful, lonely, uncertain. But they didn't quit. They didn't wait for validation. They didn't seek approval. They believed in themselves when no one else did. And that's what you must do. You must walk with faith when evidence is missing. You must move with courage when fear whispers in your ear. You must keep building even when the foundation feels shaky. Because every time you keep going, you send a message to the universe. Say, I'm ready. When you realize you're enough, you stop comparing. You stop competing. You stop chasing people who don't deserve your energy. You understand that the only real competition is with who you were yesterday. You begin to master yourself, your emotions, your habits, your mindset. And once you master yourself, no one can stop you. Because the only person capable of defeating you is you. You'll understand that solitude is not emptiness, it's elevation. It's where you rebuild your strength, reframe your thoughts, and reconnect with your purpose. When you spend time alone, you learn to enjoy your own company. You learn to trust your instincts. You learn to appreciate your growth. That's when life begins to make sense. You don't need constant companionship. You don't need validation. You need vision. You need consistency. You need discipline. Because discipline will take you places that motivation never will. Consistency will give you results that talent alone cannot. And vision will keep you going when everything else fails. In time, you'll discover that being alone was never a weakness. It was a gift. It taught you to depend on yourself. It taught you to love yourself. It taught you to grow beyond the limits people placed on you. You'll realize that the solitude that once scared you became the soil where your strength grew. You'll look back and see that every person who left was actually a blessing. Every betrayal built your wisdom. Every rejection built your resilience. Every lonely night built your clarity. You'll thank the pain for shaping you, because without it, you'd never have discovered your power. When you finally grasp that no one is your friend in the sense of carrying your destiny, life, you'll also realize something far more empowering. No one can be your enemy either. The only real battle is within. The only person you need to conquer is yourself. When you master your thoughts, emotions, and discipline, the outside world can't touch you. You'll become calm, focused, and unstoppable. Because once you understand that you are enough, once you truly believe it, you'll stop chasing love, approval, and validation, and start radiating confidence, strength, and peace. And that's when life begins to flow in your favor. That's when you become everything you were meant to be.